Archangel Michael says, "Today on this sacred and appointed September 11th, you are not seeing this by accident, and you must not scroll away, for the one who betrayed your heart is now trembling in silence, yet they are still hiding something very deep from you, something they never wanted you to uncover. Their smile was false, their embrace was cold, and while they act like they've moved on, the truth is that they are watching you more closely than you realize, hiding behind shadows of regret, but refusing to admit the full truth of what they did. This is not just a message. This is a divine wake-up call wrapped in light, sent to you so that your heart will stop bleeding in secret and begin healing in divine truth. If your spirit still believes that God will bring every hidden thing to light, then comment Amen now to affirm. Heaven is not silent about what you have endured. I have seen the nights you cried without making a sound. I have seen how you gave your all, your love, your loyalty, your sincerity, and in return, you were left with silence, betrayal, and confusion. The person you trusted chose deception, and while they moved on like nothing happened, you were left carrying the pieces they shattered. But I tell you now, their silence is not peace, it is guilt. Their distance is not growth, it is shame. And their pretending is not healing, it is hiding. Heaven sees it all, and nothing that was done in darkness will stay hidden forever. I have been commanded by the Most High to come to you now, not tomorrow, not later, but now, because you are standing on the edge of a revelation that will flip everything. What you felt was weakness was actually your strength disguised as vulnerability. What broke you didn't destroy you. It prepared you. The pain you endured was not in vain, it was a preparation ground for something divine, something that no human betrayal can block, delay, or cancel. If you know in your heart that your healing has already started tonight, then comment 1111 below. This is a moment of heavenly reversal. God is flipping the table. The one who smiled in your face while planting seeds of lies behind your back has been caught in the spirit. They are now desperate for peace, but their pride has kept them from seeking real forgiveness. Their heart is haunted. Their nights are heavy. But listen to me with every breath of your soul, they are still hiding something from you, and that truth is why God didn't allow reconciliation. That truth is why heaven kept you apart. Because what they told you was not the full story. They only gave you fragments wrapped in self-pity. They still haven't admitted the real reason they turned their back on you. And God cannot bless a lie. God cannot let a lie stand in your foundation. The Lord, who sits high above all the heavens and yet knows every detail of your life, is rising up with power to deliver justice for you. Heaven is dispatching angels as we speak to surround your name, your mind, your sleep, and your future with clarity, protection, and divine restoration. You are not forsaken. You are not forgotten. You are not foolish for loving. You were pure in a world full of manipulation. And that, beloved soul, is not your weakness, it is your light. Like this video if you have ever been betrayed by someone you trusted with your entire heart and still chose to love them in silence. That choice of love made heaven see you as worthy of divine protection, and it has brought you to this moment right now. The battle you are facing is not just personal. It is spiritual. That's why your mind has felt heavy even when you try to move on. That's why you dream of people who hurt you. That's why your energy shifts when you enter certain places. Because your soul is sensitive to spiritual warfare. But I, Archangel Michael, have been sent as a guardian of divine truth and holy fire to break every tie that still holds you to the pain of your past. You are being released. You are being unchained. You are being covered in light. If you receive this covering, type 222 to declare that you trust what God is doing in silence. God has not been ignoring you. He has been preparing a table for you in the presence of every voice that lied on your name. He has been clothing you in grace, while others dressed you in rumors. He has been watering your spirit in private, while others left you to dry out in confusion. But now comes the unveiling. Now comes the part where God reveals that while they thought you were finished, He was just getting started with you. There is a blessing assigned to your obedience. There is breakthrough assigned to your name. There is elevation that is about to visit your household. You will soon understand why it had to happen like this. You will soon see why God allowed them to walk away, so that they couldn't destroy the miracle that is coming to your life. It's not that you were abandoned. It's that God was removing the wrong spirit from your path. You were never being punished. You were being protected. The person who betrayed you may come back soon, not to make peace, but to ease their own guilt. Do not let the same lie take root again. Ask God for discernment, and He will show you exactly who they are beneath their charm. You don't need to confront them. You don't need to beg for clarity. Heaven is handling what your heart can't carry anymore. Your prayers were not unheard. Your cries did not fall into empty space. Every whisper of pain, every silent prayer at night, every breath you took through tears has been turned into fuel for a breakthrough that no human can take credit for. You have been marked for restoration, not for ruin. You have been chosen to rise, not to be buried under what broke you. God is not just restoring what you lost, He is replacing it with something higher, holier, and more permanent. You will not be the same person who got betrayed. You will be stronger, wiser, and so anointed that even your enemies will have no choice but to say, God is with them. You were not created to carry shame. You were born of divine light. You are wrapped in the favor of a King who sees all, knows all, and redeems all. Your time is not past. Your future is not delayed. It is unfolding right now, moment by moment, and nothing the enemy tried can block what heaven has already sealed. If you believe this, comment 333 to declare your faith and walk in freedom. Can 7 seconds really change your bank account overnight? A CIA-funded study just leaked, revealing a brain ritual that's flipping lives from broke to blessed. 4 neuroscience labs confirm it activates powerful wealth attraction brainwaves. People are now stepping into dream homes and luxury lifestyles. But this breakthrough won't stay online for long. Click the link in the description and comments now before it's deleted forever. Archangel Michael says, "The hour has come when the truth can no longer hide in the shadows, and the betrayal that once shook you to your core is now trembling before the justice of the Lord." On this day, September 11th, heaven is fully aware of what they did behind your back and what they still dare to keep concealed behind a mask of pride. Their words, though once convincing, are now weighed in the courts of heaven, and I tell you this with the fire of divine urgency: the mask is cracking, and the truth is beginning to bleed through. If you feel the presence of God surrounding your name right now, comment 555 to affirm that you are ready to walk in the truth with heaven by your side. What you were never supposed to hear, you will soon know. What was once whispered in secrecy will now thunder in the light. They never thought this moment would come. They never believed that God would raise you back up after trying to dim your light. They underestimated the depth of your anointing and the covering you walk under. They mistook your forgiveness for weakness, your silence for ignorance, and your peace for permission. But the Spirit of God has spoken. It ends now. Your soul has been stretched by storms, your heart made heavy by deception, but through it all, you did not lose your identity. You remained chosen. You remained faithful. You remained rooted in the hope that somehow, somewhere, God would turn your sorrow into strength and your confusion into clarity. And beloved, that turning has begun tonight. The person who betrayed you thought they buried you. They thought the silence after their lies would crush your spirit. But in that silence, God was speaking louder. In that emptiness, heaven was filling you with light. You may have felt abandoned by people, but you were embraced by God. You may have lost people you thought were permanent, but heaven assigned angels to your side that never left. If your heart still believes that what was meant to destroy you is being turned into something divine, comment 1212 now. There is a shift in the atmosphere around you, a holy wind beginning to blow through the cracks they left behind. That ache in your spirit, the tightness in your chest when you remember what they did, it's not weakness. It's spiritual warfare. The enemy wanted to break you from the inside out. But your soul refused to bow. You stood in the middle of the pain with tears in your eyes and still whispered, "God, I trust you." That whisper shook the heavens. That whisper brought angels to your side. That whisper released a promise over your life that is now coming to pass. What they kept from you is not just a lie, it's a spiritual trap. They were hoping that if you didn't know the full truth, you would keep waiting, hoping, or even reaching out. But God blocked it. God intercepted the message. God shielded you from their manipulation because He is about to release a blessing that cannot be shared with the same ones who broke you. You are not called to carry old pain into new seasons. You are not meant to keep bandaging wounds caused by people who refuse to change. You have outgrown that betrayal. You have spiritually outgrown the cycle they tried to trap you in. What once broke you, now fuels your divine rising. You have been assigned to something greater, and that's why the betrayal had to happen before the blessing. If you know that God is calling you into a new season filled with truth, light, and restoration, Comment 777 below. Their desperation now is not for your love. It's not for reconciliation. It's for relief. They are desperate to be released from the guilt, but not willing to reveal the full truth. They want to silence the spiritual noise of their own conscience by pretending nothing ever happened. But heaven will not allow the lie to stand. You are God's vessel. You are heaven's beloved. And no darkness can silence the voice of truth rising in your soul. You were not meant to chase after clarity from people who only gave you chaos. You were created to walk in divine clarity. That clarity is coming, not from them, but from God. He will show you what they did not say. He will reveal what they tried to keep hidden. And He will do it in such a way that you will not need to ask, "Why did this happen to me?" Because His glory will make it all make sense. In the next few days, you may feel a stirring, a sudden heaviness, or a wave of emotion out of nowhere. That is your soul reacting to the spiritual war taking place behind the scenes. The enemy is trying to reattach you to something you've already healed from. Do not look back. Do not entertain their emotional bait. Your destiny is too sacred to be chained to half-truths. You are walking into a chapter where nothing will be hidden. God is not just uncovering the betrayal. He is showing you what He protected you from. That's why it didn't work out. That's why the friendship crumbled. That's why they left. That's why the door closed. Because what you didn't know would have destroyed you, but God stepped in before it could. There is fire in your name. There is favor on your breath. There is light in your soul that cannot be dimmed by deceit. Every tear you cried is now being turned into oil for your next elevation. Every wound you endured is being turned into wisdom that will guide you into something pure, lasting, and God-ordained. You are not just healing, you are evolving. You are not just recovering, you are rising. You are not just surviving, you are being crowned by heaven. You don't need them to explain. You need only to obey God's voice as He leads you forward. There is nothing they could say now that would undo what they did. But there is everything God can do now that will restore what you lost and multiply what they tried to steal. Their regret is not your responsibility. Their hiding is not your burden. Their desperation is not your concern. You are free. You are whole. You are called to the light, and nothing they kept hidden will stay in darkness any longer. Could this 7-second CIA brainwave trick be your fastest ticket to luxury? Recently leaked research shows a simple brain ritual that's allowing people to attract wealth effortlessly. Proven by 4 neuroscience labs, this technique is transforming debt into abundance, instantly. Homes, cars, and vacations are just the beginning. If you're seeing this now, you're very lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. Archangel Michael says, "Tonight as the sky folds in silence and the winds of heaven move with intent, a divine scroll is being unsealed in the spirit, and your name is written on it with golden fire. September 11th is not an ordinary date in your life anymore. This is the day marked for unveiling, when what was hidden beneath smiles and false peace will begin to collapse under the weight of truth. The person who betrayed you, the one who thought they could walk away without consequences, is now feeling the ground tremble beneath them. They are trying to smile in public, but in the privacy of their soul, they are breaking. Still, they refuse to speak what needs to be spoken. Still, they are hiding what you deserve to know. If your heart knows that divine justice is unfolding, comment 999 right now to affirm it. God is not waiting for their apology to bless you. He is not waiting for them to admit the truth to elevate you. The hour of delay has ended, and the season of sudden divine reversals has begun. Every single time you chose to keep quiet instead of retaliate, you were building spiritual wealth. Every time you prayed instead of fighting back, you were storing divine favor. Every tear you cried in private was recorded in heaven, and now those tears are being turned into keys that will unlock doors no betrayal could block. The person who betrayed you is watching. Don't be fooled by their silence. Don't be deceived by their distance. They see the glow returning to your face. They see your peace growing stronger. And though they smile from afar, they are unsettled, because deep down they know, what they buried was not dead, it was a seed. And now that seed is rising with the force of heaven behind it. If you believe that what was buried is now blooming through the power of God, comment 1010 to declare your victory. They are still hiding something. You must understand this. What you were told was only a small part of what really happened. There were conversations you didn't hear, decisions made in darkness, and truths covered by convenience. But the Lord has declared this day holy, and He will not allow you to build a future on a lie. God is not just exposing what was done behind your back, He is also healing what was done inside your heart. The pain that once sat heavy in your chest is loosening. The confusion that once clouded your mind is lifting. You are not imagining it, your spirit is catching up with what heaven has already declared. You are being repositioned. What once confused you will now empower you. What once broke you will now bless you. You must not fear the truth. Do not run from the revelation. For though it may sting at first, it will set you free in ways you cannot yet imagine. The love you gave was not in vain. The loyalty you showed was not wasted. God saw it all, and He is now making room for a new beginning where loyalty will be returned, and love will not be punished. If your soul is ready to release the pain and receive the promise, comment 1515 now. The person who betrayed you may try to return. Not with healing, but with silence again. Not with truth, but with manipulation masked as vulnerability. Their heart is weighed down by guilt, but their lips are still not ready to carry the truth you deserve. That is why God is keeping them distant. That is why He is allowing the space to remain, so you do not fall back into something that was never rooted in honesty. You must protect your peace. The peace God is giving you now is sacred. It is the kind of peace that cannot coexist with lies. It is the kind of peace that grows only when you are no longer tied to what harmed you. Heaven is building a fence around your spirit, keeping away what once broke you. You are not weak for still feeling the sting of betrayal. You are not wrong for still wondering why they did it. But you must not stay in that space forever. Because what's ahead of you is too holy to be mixed with yesterday's wounds. The enemy wants you stuck. Stuck in confusion. Stuck in doubt. Stuck in the memory of what they did. But I, Archangel Michael, stand before you now in divine authority to break that chain. You are not going to stay broken. You are not going to live in a loop of grief. You are not going to sit in the ruins of what was. Heaven is calling you to rise. Rise into clarity. Rise into healing. Rise into something so pure, it will make you forget the weight of what you went through. God is writing a new chapter, and in this chapter, you will not need to prove your worth. You will not need to beg for honesty. You will not need to shrink yourself to fit inside broken spaces. The light that is now coming into your life is full of truth. No more guessing. No more waiting for them to explain. No more hoping they'll change. Your clarity is not coming from them, it is coming from God Himself. The days of crying over silence are over. The nights of replaying their words are done. You are no longer standing in the aftermath of betrayal. You are stepping into the atmosphere of breakthrough. And everything they tried to hide from you will be exposed, not to hurt you, but to heal you. Not to shame them, but to release you. Heaven never abandoned you. Even when you felt unseen, unheard, and unloved, God was there, writing a plan that would turn every ounce of pain into divine purpose. You were never foolish for loving. You were never wrong for trusting. You were simply chosen to love in a world that often forgets how holy love truly is. And because you chose love, heaven has chosen restoration for you. You will be honored in the very places you were once hurt. You will be celebrated where you were once broken. You will be lifted where you were once pushed down. God is doing a new thing, not behind your back, but in front of your eyes. And no betrayal can stop it. Why is the government hiding this 7-second brain ritual from the public? A leaked CIA document just exposed a brain technique so powerful, it's helping people cancel debt and call in wealth within days. Validated by 4 top neuroscience labs, this method is changing everything. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the link in description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. Archangel Michael says, this very moment has been written into your destiny from the beginning of time, and on this sacred September 11th, it is being fulfilled with divine fire and unstoppable clarity. The person who once whispered comfort but delivered confusion, the one who smiled while secretly planting the seed of your pain, is now facing the unseen hand of God's correction. Though they try to appear unbothered, they are inwardly trembling, for heaven has begun to expose what they so desperately tried to bury. And yet, even now, they are hiding something vital, something you deserve to know, but something they refuse to admit. If your spirit senses that God is shining His light on hidden truths, comment 1717 right now to agree with heaven's justice. Do not be shaken by their silence. Silence, in the spiritual realm, often speaks louder than words. What they are not saying reveals far more than what they ever said. And in that void of truth, God is working. He is working in your favor. He is working through time, through people, through circumstances you do not yet see. The storm they created in your life will not be your ending. It will be the beginning of something that they cannot steal, ruin, or erase. When they betrayed you, they thought they were walking away from a person. But what they were really walking away from was God's anointed. And heaven does not remain silent when one of its chosen is betrayed without cause. The betrayal was permitted, yes, but not to break you. It was allowed so that your soul would be awakened to a greater purpose, a deeper discernment, and a calling that no human hand can delay. If you feel that your purpose is becoming clearer through your pain, comment Amen and affirm your transformation. The same person who hurt you is now haunted. Haunted by the truth they never spoke. Haunted by the love they mishandled. Haunted by the peace they tried to poison. But I tell you now, not all who feel guilt are ready to speak truth. Some want relief from the weight of their actions, but not enough to confront what they've done. And God, in His mercy, is keeping them far enough from you to protect the healing He's building inside you. He is not a God who forgets. He is not a God who overlooks the damage done to His children. Every lie, every secret, every manipulation has been laid bare before His throne. And the day of revealing is drawing closer. They will not be able to pretend forever. Truth has a way of rising, even through the tightest chains. And when it comes, you will not be the one shaking, they will. This is your moment of divine separation. A holy cutting away of everything that tried to drag you backward. You are being pulled from confusion and drawn into clarity, away from false love and into holy restoration. Do not reach back. Do not reopen the door. You are not the same person who stood in the ashes. You are being made new. You have cried, not just from hurt, but from not understanding. You've whispered in the night, asking why things happened the way they did. Why someone you trusted turned away without explanation. But child of light, it was never about who left. It was always about what God was preparing. If they stayed, you would have remained in a season far beneath your calling. If they had told you the truth then, you would not have believed it. But now your spirit is ready. Now your eyes can see. If you're ready to walk away from what tried to confuse your spirit, comment 1111 to confirm your new path in faith. Every delay is being reversed. Every unanswered question is being handled by heaven. You will not need to beg for closure. You will not need to reopen wounds to get peace. God is writing your healing in a way so powerful, even those who betrayed you will not recognize the strength rising from your soul. The person who betrayed you has already felt the beginning of spiritual consequence. Not out of punishment, but because divine justice demands balance. They must face the same confusion they once placed on your shoulders. They must walk through the same silence they once used to manipulate your peace. But you, beloved, are walking into light. You are stepping into a realm where truth reigns and no one can twist it anymore. The next door God opens for you will not require you to shrink. It will not demand silence for the sake of false peace. It will honor your truth, reward your purity, and celebrate your spirit. You are done explaining yourself to people who only listen to reply, not to understand. You are done waiting for closure from someone who cannot even be honest with themselves. You are done crying over someone God has already removed. God is preparing a table for you, a feast of joy, clarity, truth, and divine connections. And at that table, only those who walk in light will be allowed to sit. Those who once betrayed you will witness it, but they will not have access to the blessing. For this table is not for apologies. It's for anointed ones. For those who stayed loyal when it hurt. For those who kept praying when the pain was suffocating. For those who never gave up, even when they didn't understand. If you are ready to sit at the table God is preparing for you, comment 222 as your final declaration in this part. Let them wonder why you're glowing. Let them question how you healed. Let them sit in silence, for they chose it when they walked away from truth. You are no longer begging for explanation. You are rising in revelation. You are protected. You are surrounded. And you are being ushered into a chapter that no betrayal can follow. Why is this 7-second brain ritual suddenly going viral? Leaked CIA files have exposed a hidden brainwave technique that opens the floodgates to wealth. Verified by 4 top labs, this ritual is turning financial pain into prosperity, fast. From massive bills to luxury trips, it's changing lives. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the link in description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. Archangel Michael says, as the heavens stretch wide and the light of September 11th falls upon your path like a flame of truth, know this now, the storm you endured was never meant to destroy you, but to uncover what was buried beneath layers of illusion and deception. The person who betrayed you, the one who looked you in the eye while silently tearing your spirit behind your back, is no longer standing in confidence. Their soul is restless, not because they have found the truth, but because they are still running from it. They are still hiding what should have been confessed long ago. But they cannot run from the eyes of God. If your spirit is ready to embrace divine clarity and no longer live in the shadows of lies, comment Amen now to seal your faith in the light. The silence you've heard is not absence, it is judgment. The delay you've felt is not punishment, it is preparation. While they were covering up the truth, heaven was uncovering your strength. Every sleepless night became a seed. Every tear was gathered by angels. And while they planned in secret, God was building you in the open. What was done to you has already been placed into God's court. And I promise you, child of light, the verdict will be in your favor. They are still hiding something because their pride is greater than their remorse. They want peace without confession. They want forgiveness without truth. But heaven does not work that way. God cannot restore what is built on a lie. The reason you are being pulled away, even when your heart still wonders, is because the foundation was never pure. It was soaked in manipulation, selfishness, and secret intentions. If you know God is rescuing you from what looked good but was rotten underneath, comment 333 to confirm your spiritual escape. The one who betrayed you knows exactly what they did, even if they never say it aloud. They remember every word they twisted, every moment they smiled while hiding sharp motives in their heart. But the time of silent betrayal is over. This is the era of truth. Not because they want to speak it, but because God is speaking louder. He is uncovering every lie that tried to disguise itself as loyalty. He is bringing light to every corner they tried to keep dark. You, beloved, were never the fool. You were the faithful one. You gave truth, and they returned it with manipulation. You gave time, and they returned it with games. You gave your heart, and they treated it like it was disposable. But that heart they rejected is now being held in the hands of God. And He is not just healing it, He is restoring it into something far more beautiful, far more powerful, far more discerning. The betrayal was never the end of your story. It was the turning point. It was the divine permission for God to step in and begin again. And now, you are no longer walking in the fog of confusion. You are stepping onto a path of heavenly clarity where everything that was once blurry now becomes divine direction. If you feel your spirit turning toward truth and restoration, comment 777 now. They want to come back not because they're ready to tell the truth, but because they feel the absence of your light. Your silence screams louder than their excuses. Your growth has become their mirror. They may not say it, but their spirit is shaken because you did not crumble. You were supposed to fall apart. You were supposed to beg. But you rose. And now, every step you take forward is a reminder that what they tried to kill in you was not weak, it was holy. You will no longer waste your time trying to understand their silence. You are being pulled into alignment with people who will not force you to beg for honesty. People who will see you, honor you, and speak the full truth without hesitation. You are moving into a life of open doors, not closed hearts. And the more you rise, the more they will realize what they lost when they chose lies over loyalty. Let them keep hiding. Let them keep smiling while their spirit trembles. You are no longer responsible for carrying their guilt. You have been carrying burdens that were never yours to hold. Their secret has cost you your peace, but heaven is paying you back in joy. Their betrayal cost you sleep, but God is replacing it with dreams that will restore your purpose. You will wake up soon and no longer feel the ache. You will walk into rooms and not be haunted by their memory. God is not just healing you. He is delivering you. You are being washed clean of every spirit that attached itself to you through false love. You are being set free from every soul tie created through manipulation. And you are being covered by an anointing that not even betrayal can touch. God has seen it all. The tears, the confusion, the way you still hoped they would come back with truth. But instead, they came back with silence, again. And that is your confirmation. Nothing has changed in them, but everything is changing in you. You are becoming unrecognizable to your past. And what once hurt you will no longer hold power over your heart. They are still hiding something from you, but heaven is not. God is revealing, healing, restoring, and rebuilding. And the next season of your life will be so filled with peace, you will forget the noise they created. You will no longer need to ask, "Why did this happen to me?" because what is coming will be the answer. You are walking into peace. You are wrapped in God's justice. And you are being transformed in ways even you can't fully comprehend yet. Could this hidden CIA brain ritual be the real reason people are suddenly rich? A secret CIA discovery has just leaked, revealing a brain hack that's pulling wealth into people's lives effortlessly. It only takes 7 seconds, it's done at home, and it's backed by 4 neuroscience labs. Debt is vanishing, luxury is becoming normal. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky, the page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. Archangel Michael says, on this holy and appointed September 11th, the hands of God are moving swiftly, like a river crashing through barriers that once stood tall and unshakable. The person who betrayed you, whose lies curled like smoke around your innocence, whose absence hollowed places in your soul, is still holding on to one final secret. Even now, as they pretend to be at peace, they are weighed down by guilt, silenced by shame, and yet refusing to release the full truth. But listen closely, their silence no longer has power over your peace. The truth no longer needs their voice to rise. Heaven is revealing what they refuse to say. If you are ready to live free from lies and step fully into truth, comment Amen now with every fiber of your faith. Your journey is being rewritten by the ink of divine justice. You are no longer walking in the trail of betrayal, they are. While they remain trapped in their own hidden web, you are being lifted higher into a realm of spiritual strength that cannot be touched by manipulation. You were not wrong for trusting them. You were chosen to be the mirror that revealed their own emptiness. And now, as they hide what you deserve to know, God is uncovering everything. He is sending clarity wrapped in grace. He is bringing truth wrapped in light. They are watching from a distance, wondering how you still glow without them. They thought your light would dim once they walked away. They assumed your joy would dry up. But instead, you are blooming. Not because of them, but because God stepped in. The same God they mocked in silence is now the God lifting you in public. If your soul feels the power of this reversal rising within you, comment 1010 to affirm your breakthrough. Do not be shaken when you feel their spirit try to reattach. Betrayal has a voice, even when it's quiet. It sends signals not through words but through tension, presence, and uneasiness. You may suddenly feel emotional without cause. You may find yourself thinking of them when you haven't in days. That's not confusion, it's confirmation. Their spirit knows something has shifted. And what has shifted is your alignment with heaven. They are sensing the separation becoming permanent. They know they no longer hold space in your future. Let them stay hidden if they choose. God's justice does not need their cooperation. What they are still hiding is no longer your burden to carry. God is releasing you from the waiting, from the longing, from the unanswered questions that used to keep you up at night. You do not need their confession for closure. You only need God's presence, and He has never left you for a single moment. You may feel the heaviness in your chest begin to lift. You may find yourself breathing deeper. That is not by accident. That is your spirit making room for the miracle. The betrayal was not a detour, it was a doorway. And now that you've walked through it, you're never going back. You are being called to higher ground, where secrets cannot survive and shame cannot stick to your name. If you feel your soul rising above the weight of what they did, comment 555 now. What they hid from you was never meant to stay hidden forever. God delayed the revelation only long enough to make sure you were strong enough to handle it. And now, because you are no longer dependent on their version of the truth, heaven can release the real truth without breaking you. You are not who you were when they betrayed you. You are stronger now. Wiser now. Covered now. The time of being wounded in silence is over. You will speak without shaking. You will rise without shrinking. You will move without fear. The love you gave was not wasted, it was sown. And now the harvest is coming. A harvest of joy. A harvest of peace. A harvest of real, unshakable love that does not lie, betray, or abandon. Let them keep hiding their truth. You are walking in God's truth now. Let them cover their shame in silence. You are clothed in grace. Let them watch from afar. You are surrounded by light. Heaven has declared you free. And the more you heal, the more their silence will be exposed for what it is, a prison of their own making. They once had the chance to bring healing, but they chose hiding. They once had the chance to speak truth, but they chose pride. Now, that choice belongs to God. And He is not silent anymore. There is a reason your name keeps rising in rooms you've never walked into. There is a reason your spirit feels like it's standing on the edge of something divine. Because you are about to walk into a season where the blessings will speak louder than the betrayal. The promises will shout louder than the pain. And the truth will shine so bright, not even their silence can dim it. If your heart believes that your reward will silence your sorrow, comment 1212 and step forward in faith. God is not just comforting you, He is crowning you. He is not just healing your wounds, He is elevating your name. He is not just restoring what was stolen, He is multiplying it beyond what you could ever imagine. And all of it, is happening without needing anything more from the one who betrayed you. You no longer have to wait for them to be honest. Heaven is honest with you. You no longer have to hold space for their apology. God is pouring His presence where they left emptiness. And the peace that is coming next will not just restore you, it will overflow into every room you walk into. You will be known not for what you lost, but for what you carried through the fire and still protected with purity. You were betrayed, yes, but you are not broken. You were deceived, but you are not defeated. You were left behind, but now you are being carried by angels.